Before we get started, we got a word from our sponsors, True Classic. It's hard to find clothes, man, especially being a big boy trying to find clothes, but True Classic has put a little secret sauce into their shirts, and I love it to pieces. Now, if you're a smaller dude, get True Classic anyway because they feel fantastic, right? But if you're a big boy, the big advantages that we have is that they fit us tight in all the right places, in the arms, in the shoulders, and in the chest. So if we've been in the gym, we get our swole to pop out a little bit more. Plus, it's a little more loose around the torso, so if you got the dad bod thing going on, it's tight in the right place and it's loose in the other places. Look at this guy. You can clearly see the difference. One side is all big and loose and baggy, the neck's all saggy, but the other side, it's a nice, clean, and tight package that accents us in all the right places. But listen, this isn't some miscellaneous endorsement on True Classic Tees because they're sponsoring us. Take a look at Voch's streams for the past year. I have been wearing True Classic Tees. I'm wearing True Classic Tees right now. They didn't notice when they decided to sponsor Voch Lombardi, but not only do I wear their short sleeves, I wear their long sleeves, I wear their hoodies. Voch says this: I want you to go to trueclassictees.com. I'm gonna save you some money. I want you to get a shirt in every single color just like I did. When you go to checkout, you type in promo code VOCH, V-O-C-H, VOCH for 25% off. And if you spend more than $100, you will get free shipping. You cannot beat that with a stick. True Classic Tees, you look good, you feel good. Salute. So here's a thought that I had, right? Of course, I had the idea, just like many of us have had the idea that maybe this linebacker room is kind of thin. You know, when you look at it from top to bottom, you got Leighton, Vander, Esch, and he's the lead character in this thing. And he's even a guy that, you know, lives and dies by how good the D lineman does in front of him, right? Damone Clark, who's coming off of the same kind of little neck injury that Leighton, Vander Esch them coming off of. Okay, cool. So you got two kind of neck injury linebackers. Okay, fine, whatever. Bam. You have Micah Parsons, in which he's a guy that you don't really label him as a linebacker, but you don't really label him as a pass rusher neither. You know, he's just your top tier utility war daddy type player. So I'm not counting Micah Parsons in this list neither. Jabril Cox is a guy that we, you know, damn, if he don't get reps soon, then he probably won't be here. DeMarvion Overshown is a character that, hey, he can play some linebacker. He can also play some safety. He's a rookie, though, but we'll see how that goes. Devin Harper is 1 year removed from his rookie year. Malik Jefferson is a guy that I saw in training camp. I like him a lot. Isaiah Land is a guy that they like a whole bunch, but he's still a rookie character also. So when you look in the linebacker room, you look around and you go, damn, man, like, where the linebackers at? So I first had this idea. I was like, man, we don't have a really deep room. We don't really have like a whole bunch at the linebacker position, right? But then I started to think about it as I look at the depth chart. I started to think about it a little bit more, right? If it ever gets into some type of emergency, you know, DEFCON terror threat level orange type emergency situation, then Micah Parsons can always go back to linebacker, right? Cool. That's going to feed a little beef to the room. You got some young guys that can step in and be linebackers, and for the most part, they're guys that can run sideline to sideline. This room did get really fast, really quick, right? So Harper's a guy that can run. Overshown's a guy that can run. Jabril, Damone, they're all guys that can run. You know, people ask me all the time, Voch, like, do you think Vander Esch is slow? I don't think Vander Esch necessarily slow. I just think everybody around him got fast. And there's Micah's fast, right? So we have this situation where, man, we only got this many linebackers that I feel great about, right? We got Damone Clark and Vander Esch that I feel great about. And they're still relatively quasi-injury guy. So, Voch, do we need to add linebacker depth so we can feel better about linebacker? My answer is no. Because the linebacker gets help from the other positions. Now, DeMarco. We talked about D-line earlier. Okay? We talked about D-line earlier. So, of course, if you need Micah to help you be one of those guys, he'll be those guys. We're not in a traditional 3 linebacker scheme where we just roll up. We got to have 3 linebackers on the field at all times. If we were a traditional 3 linebacker team, then maybe you'll have a point. But we play a gang of nickel and a gang of dime. A gang of nickel and a game of dime. Just think about what we're asking our linebackers to do. We really just ask our linebackers to be fast. You know, this isn't the old days where Sean Lee's on the field directing traffic And we need him to be right every time, because if Sean Lee's right, everybody's right. If Sean Lee's wrong, everybody's wrong. We don't live in those days anymore. We live in a world where, hey man, you really just got to do your job and run fast. Leighton Vander Esch does the job part. Everybody else does the run fast part.
You hear what I said?
You see what I'm saying? That's why when Vander Esch gets hurt, everybody looks a little lost. But when Vander Esch on the field, like we just look a little more slow, right? The same thing with Anthony Barr, which will go to my questions. Are we better than last year's unit? I would say sure, right? Because I used to get sick of watching Anthony Barr on the field, you know, and Damone Clark wasn't a full-time player. He'll be a full-time player now with another offseason, with another year of mentals under his belt, and he's a fast running guy, right? Vander Esch is a mentals guy. You know, he'll be back. And then you just got some of the other guys that are just going to fill up that linebacker room. But we only need one or two linebackers. We played dime like the fourth most in the league or something like that, and we play 70% mostly nickel. This is a scheme where you really need your safeties to be those guys more than your linebackers do, right? You just need your linebackers to play off of your D line and just fill your gap. When I was watching film on Donovan Wilson and J-Ron Curse, those dudes are your extra linebackers. So you'll go, all right, Voch, we got Vander Esch, Damone Clark. Who are our other linebackers on the field right now? Micah Parsons, J-Ron Curse, and Donovan Wilson. That linebacker room sounds fantastic. That's a hell of a linebacker room, right? And it's almost like Dan Quinn has created this weird little defense to where, all right, we got 5 linebackers on the field. They ain't got no job. They Tommy off Martin. They ain't got no job, right? And we'll talk about DBs a little bit later. But guys like DeMarvion Overshown, who plays linebacker but can really play all over the place. The same with Micah. Really the same with Jabril Cox. We just haven't seen that from him just yet, right? The same with Isaiah Land, technically. He can go from linebacker to D-line. You know, you're not going to have just one lockdown position because there's so much, I don't want to say ambiguity, but it's so much movement. It's so much versatility in this defense, right? Dig this. Think about guys like Tyrus Wheat or Dante Fowler. Like when they pass rush standing up. That's technically one of your linebackers, right? Technically one of your linebackers, you know? So when I see the idea that, hey, we don't have a very deep linebacker room, I don't agree with that. Because I'm talking DBs later, I promise. Donovan Wilson is one of your safeties. And Donovan Wilson has a lot of film playing free safety. But have you seen Donovan in the box? So if Donovan's your will guy and Vander Esch and Damone Clark are your other two, that's solid. Same for J-Ron. And you can tell that they're molding guys like Marquise Bell and Israel McQuomo into those same kind of roles. You know? So outside looking in, yes, it looks thin. But what are we asking these guys to do? We ain't asking none of these guys to be Bobby Wagner, bro. Man, we ain't asking none of these dudes to be Bobby Wagner. We just asking these dudes to be these dudes. Be who you are. Be who you are, and we'll just figure the rest out. You know? Do I feel confident in Vander Esch and Damone Clark going in? Sure. Hell yeah. What happens when we get to like week 16, 17, 18? I don't know. Do I feel good about Overshown being on the? Do I feel good about Devin Harper being on the field? I don't know. Jabril, I don't know. But if I know anything about Overshown, Harper, and Jabril, I know they can run. I know they can run. And not only do I know they can run, I know Hankins and company got this shit on lock in the middle. So here we are. Who are our camp battles going to be? Shit, everybody. Overshown's going to be fighting Jabril. Overshown's also going to be fighting Damone, I believe. Like if Overshown really shows up and he tears shit up by way of him being a draft pick now, man. We use a higher pick to draft Overshown than Clark. Tell me he come in showing up, Overshown can't get some reps over Clark. I don't think Vander Esch ever coming off the field. Devin Harper's going to be fighting Jabril. Should be some fun linebacker fights. And all these dudes are also fighting for like special teams rights. Oh, that's my spot on special teams, sir. You can't have that. We also have the Isaiah Land situation where he's a project that's probably not going to play this year. It's probably not going to be on practice squad neither because somebody will take him from you. But Isaiah Land is a guy that's going to be playing linebacker for you, and he ain't never played linebacker before. Florida A&M, he was a hand in the ground defensive end. He ain't played linebacker before. But if Jabril Cox is better than Isaiah Land, this is what I talk about on the first episode, right? Jabril is probably better than Isaiah Land today. As a linebacker, Jabril is better than Isaiah Land. But there's some upside with Isaiah Land. There's some intrigue about Isaiah Land. So thou shalt see. Ross projection, depth chart. Hey man, this linebacker room is gonna fill itself out. You don't need my observation. You don't need my analysis to figure out what's gonna happen with this linebacker room. This linebacker room is gonna fill itself out. No worries. I just do know that Overshown is gonna be the sneaky guy here. DeMarvion Overshown is gonna be the weapon type character. When Overshown first got drafted, the first thing I said was, damn, he got a lot of Donovan Wilson in him. That's one thing I said. And two, I was like, damn, it's gonna be fun to see that dude be quarterback spy guy for Jalen Hurts one day. Right? And it was like, Voch, all you do is think about the Eagles. Well, we play them twice a year. I'm just thinking about scheme while the draft on. Get over yourself. But DeMarvion Overshown, due to his size, he may not start for you, but he could be a quarterback spy guy. We also play. Let's see who we play. I know we play Daniel Jones, Jalen Hurts. We play Kyler Murray in week 3. We play Justin Herbert. He run around a little bit. We play. Did I mention Daniel Jones? Yeah, Daniel Jones run around a little bit. Josh Allen in week 15. Josh Allen run around a little bit. Tua run around, but his ass need to slide. Right, so it's a lot of quarterback movement. You mean to tell me if I don't want to move any of my other pieces, I can't put DeMarvion Overshown at quarterback spy guy? Or him being 6'4" long as hell, I can't see if he can run around with some tight ends or something? That's what's gonna make Overshown's job a little interesting. But like I said earlier, this position group will definitely this might be the only one that's gonna play itself out. Like as we're watching camp, this is probably the least politics in all of the team. Like Vander Esch is one guy. Clark should be the second guy. Everybody else, come as you are. Which is the opposite of what we about to talk about with DBs.